All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of No Holds Barred, or Sunday's edition, an afternoon edition, right in the middle of football. But hey, if you're a wrestling fan, you don't watch football. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you all watching. I would usually, obviously, Josh would be watching fantasy football. It does that. I do, of course, Miami Dolphins. Bob Dolphins play tomorrow, and Monday Night Football. So hey, I said, why not? Let's do a show in the afternoon. Screw it. It gives us the whole day. But a lot to talk about. Obviously, we're going to recap SmackDown. It was an epic SmackDown. It was a fun SmackDown. And obviously, it was a great sell-off at the end for SmackDown. It's something we all were expecting. We all talked about it. War Games is officially set. Should be at least. The OG Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0. And what a way to cap it off. First off, Josh Kimmel of FTSN, of course, Once Upon a Sunday. Josh, how you doing, brother?
Pretty good on this beautiful Sunday. Yeah, you drug me away from fantasy football. So far, George Pickens made an amazing catch. And that's about it. I mean, but I'm here to talk wrestling. Honestly, SmackDown was crazy. SmackDown was great. I love the shows. Listen, I just like in my worldviews, I wish this was one nation, everyone. We're all just no borders. We're all people. I love it when Raw and SmackDown, they're interchangeable. Why can't we have that? I like that. I'm not saying you have to do it every show, but yeah, when Sami Zayn and Jey Uso are on SmackDown, just makes things more interesting. And same thing. I want to see Roman on Raw. I love this kind of stuff. I don't know how you feel about that.
I got mixed feelings. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong, because it obviously has to work this way. I can understand saying, hey, obviously, you come on once a week or, especially for the storyline. But, for me, a brand split, a draft is there for a reason, and I would prefer that. Now, I can understand maybe if like, oh, there was a trade or, hey, they announced that, hey, Adam Pearce gives permission for these two guys to be on SmackDown to help with this. I would have preferred that. I'm cool with the story. I'm cool with them being there, but I am a guy where it's like, hey, if you're drafted to Raw, you're on Raw. If you're drafted SmackDown, you're on SmackDown. Because then what's the point of the damn brand split? Makes no sense to me.
I get it.
So, but I thought it was, again, I'm with you. It was an epic SmackDown from start to finish. It was a lot of fun. Obviously, let's start with the banger. Let's start with what the SmackDown was revolving around, which was the Bloodline. And, Roman Reigns starts to show with Jimmy Uso. Jay comes out to a major pop, comes out by himself again. But the fans are, you can't ignore that. I just love that they're still giving him his solo run, basically. But he comes out and it brings out Sami to a major pop. And it kind of felt like old Bloodline. Sami Zayn kind of, and you kind of get the comedic Sami Zayn back a little bit, at least teasing it, saying, man, you remember, he's like, when, you had Jimmy, you had Jimmy and, you had Jimmy back there. We were goofing off. We were doing this. And then you had Jay in the backseat being basically bitchy about it, being a puss. And you're here sitting all buff and tough and your Roman's kind of smirking. And he goes, I see you, you're smirking. I love that. I thought that was really cool. And I love how he goes, you need to apologize. And at first I'm like, why would he apologize to you? I mean, it was
the one,
And he goes, no, you got to apologize to Jay. And I was like, okay, I like that. And Roman continues to be what I want him to be. And that is an anti-hero. I mean, yeah, he got his group back, but you still feel like eventually he's going to turn on these guys or he's going to break from these guys. Maybe I just feel like it's like, unless he kind of, it's going to create, that's going to leave War Games very interesting. Because remember if last War Games, when it was the Bloodline versus, I forgot which group they were fighting, but when Jimmy was going to go, or Jay, and then he told Jay, get back, Roman, and he said, no, Sami, you go. I want to see if it's like, no, we're a team. Okay, whoever goes. And it's going to be an interesting dynamic because obviously Bloodline 2.0 is more, even though it was a great finish and you had them all standing in the middle of the ring and it looked awesome and we're jumping, Bloodline 2.0 is more of a union than Bloodline OG. So that's going to create an interesting dynamic going into War Games.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they introduce Paul Heyman to this because I feel like he's going to be the one that sticks everyone together. But when is it going to be? Is it going to be right before War Games? Are we going to see it this coming? Because we still have, 2 to 3 more weeks until War Games?
3 weeks, about 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So we still have some time to get Paul back in the story. I think he's going to have to join the story to get everyone blended together. Roman, just like you called it, and I didn't think it was going to happen because that's not how WWE rolls. He's an anti-hero right now. He is. He's the way you called it, and it's perfect because you can't change over as people know, and you know people. People don't change overnight. He still has that. His whole goal is to get the tribal chief back. It's not to save the WWE. It's not to abolish the. It's just, hey, I'm going to be the tribal chief, and you guys will all fall in line. That's how he was thinking at the beginning of the show, and he was going back into his old ways of like, no, this ain't working for me, pal. Right? That's how he was thinking.
Yeah.
And it's driving the help away, which he needs that Sami Zayn help. And he needs to be humbled by this. And he's not ready yet. You can tell he wasn't ready yet for that humbling. So I like it. It's great.
I thought, now first off, Timu, forgive me if I'm butchering it, but Timu, thank you for tuning in, man. He says, I feel like you could still have a brand split and do these things. The brands are just wrestlers' homes, but they are allowed to visit. I understand what you mean. I just slightly disagree. Hey, first off, I appreciate that, man. And I get what you're saying. And I get what Josh is saying. And I thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, new to the show, hit that like and subscribe button, brother. And appreciate you joining in with us. Let us know what you're thinking about this whole story. No, I'm with you. And again, I was expecting Paul when Solo came out, or even before then. I mean, I don't want Paul to show up automatically and just, like when Roman's out in the ring. No, I want it to be where it's completely dead. We're like expecting Roman Reigns, or maybe Solo's talking, and all of a sudden you just hear, my name, or ladies and gentlemen, and that huge pop. And he comes out, and and then he introduces Roman. We got to get that Paul. We need Paul back. And I think that will complete the union, obviously minus Solo, which when you watch back on the highlights of the OG Bloodline, and you kind of see how Solo kind of was reacting with Sami, kind of smiling and smirking and hugging him, but still be all serious. It's like, damn, man, I wonder if there's a way to segue that. And you and I kind of discussed that a few weeks back about if Solo kind of breaks away from even his group, because Rock is still there. So it's an interesting dynamic. What did you think of the finish, though? I mean, when Roman was getting beat up in the ring, or before he got beat up in the ring, Solo tells him, "Hey, man, you're going to 5-on-5." And when he started saying 5-on-5, even for me, I was kind of like, "Wait a second, who's the fifth member?"
Yes.
I started going, "Wait a second." So I'm thinking of like the other guys that just signed with WWE ID, and I'm going, "Wait a second." I'm like, and then of course he goes, "Sami Zayn," and Zayn came out, and I was like, I already kind of figured it would be a double turn, I wonder if it was just Sami Zayn doing his own double turn, or did he work it out with Roman? I liked it. I thought it was interesting, and how it played out. What did you think of that?
About the whole ending in general?
Yeah, how it was kind of like the tease that Sami is going to join with Solo, which would have made sense. I mean, but again, it's like, damn, but he has to be with the OG Bloodline.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying it was too soon for Sami to even join the same night where he was disrespected, opening the show. I'm not one of those. I think you need to get this thing rolling along. My question to you, Bobby, is it going to be 5-on-5?
I don't think so. I mean, I have to think. What's up, Clutch? Clutch, co-host of Real Talk Wrestling with Josh. Great to see him pop in. That's my thing. But who would be the fifth member for both sides? I mean, well, obviously, Rock, final boss, but I don't think he will. But I think Rock could be the fifth member for Solo. But who would be the fifth member for OG Bloodline?
That's what I'm afraid of. Is it going to be Cody? That'd be awful. It'd be awful.
No, bro. Cody's going against Kevin, man. That's where that's going.
Yeah, but Rock did come out. Rock came out, and Rock and Cody's happening.
I think to be 4-on-4 working.
I hope
so. I think to be 4-on-4. I don't think.
I hope it has to be. It cannot be 5-on-5, and Cody cannot get involved.
Let me just read Clutch's comment. I think, look, Paul Heyman is Roman's counsel. He's going to be the one who makes Roman realize he needs to change in order to lead this new version of the OG Bloodline. It's true. Rock's old ass ain't stepping in.
I mean, he could literally do what Randy Orton did last year. Come in and do nothing. Just do one move.
If it's a 5-on-5, let's say Cody goes to OG Bloodline and Kevin goes with the new Bloodline, it kind of takes away from that match. I don't want to see that. I would rather see, like, if Rock was going to be in the OG and the new Bloodline, and then another family member was going to be in the opposite Bloodline, because then you're still within the family.
Yep.
Obviously, Rikishi's old, talking about Rock. Rikishi can't do it. I know he kind of teased it, but so I think it's gonna be 4-on-4. So we'll go for it. I thought it was awesome, epic way to close SmackDown. WWE is hot right now. They're killing it. Let's move on to another crazy part of SmackDown, which was earlier in the show, but still as impactful. And you think of a move, I don't want to say as simple as, but a pile driver, which has been banned in WWE. Obviously, it's funny because Tombstone was still around, but the pile driver, you don't see it anymore as common as it used to be. But as simple as that move was, first off, Randy's selling it. WWE selling it, going, there's a reason why this move is banned. And I mean, they play off. Now they're saying Randy is out for unforeseeable length of time. It adds a new element to that story, and it brings it back a certain realism to professional wrestling that's been lacking. I just watched, there's Guerrilla Wrestling on Instagram, on TikTok. And it was, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the two guys. I don't care. One was with a mask, and the other one, I forgot. I think he worked for NXT at one point. They were on AEW, and they were shaking hands, and all of a sudden, they started jumping on the ropes and doing flips and doing all these little things, and not even touching each other. And you could tell they're not even going for a pin. They're helping the other guy escape the pin, and blah 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 blah. And it was just like, and all of a sudden, it's like everybody goes woohoo, and notice there's only like 20 fans in the audience, and everything else is blacked out. That's not professional wrestling. That's freaking cinematography. That's Circus Olay. This is professional wrestling. A story, moves that mean something, not a bunch of flippity flips and flippity flops. I love where this is going, and this sets up a Kevin versus Cody match to actually give a damn about. Because now Kevin's dangerous. Kevin is a dangerous guy now, and he's back to where he's best at. Of course, I can see where Kevin is about to beat Cody. Randy comes out and saves Cody. RKO's KO. Holds his hand in the ring. RKO's Cody. I kind of see if that kind of plays out. I had that feeling. What did you think of this segment?
So I talked to a little bit of Clutch on Twitter about this. It was, listen, everything you said was correct. You took your little shot at the little AEW companies. You took your shots. That's fine. But, Orange Cassidy can take one on the steel steps and get up right away. So I don't know if that's Orange Cassidy's tougher. I don't know if, Randy Orton's weak. I'm not sure of the situation, but over in the company I watch mainly, AEW, they get up. I don't know. No.
Major leagues.
No, it's all right. To be serious, that was a joke. That was all a bad joke. So I did say that was the weakest pile driver I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
It looked like a botched Storm Zero. Tony Storm does a better. Mariah May does a better one, right? But it didn't matter because that move was not seen in WWE in years. And they sold it. Michael Cole, there's a reason why that move's banned, and they do it in other companies. It's like, oh, Moxley with the pile driver. Oh, this person with the pile. You see 500 pile drivers a night on Wednesday night. They make it impactful. It meant something. That's why it was like so cool to see, especially with the way everyone acted. Adam Pearce, everyone was acting like this. Stop it. Stop. You guys got to stop. The commentary going nuts. That sold it to me. Even though it was such a weak ass move and it didn't even look legit, it still felt legit. And now it means something. Now Kevin Owens' heel turn, I'm kind of getting bored because I hated it at first. He turned heel to lose. So he looked like a loser right away. Now he looks like a loser with a mission. And that mission is to end people's careers. So I loved it for Kevin Owens. I loved it for Randy Orton. I don't know if he's turning on Cody so soon. I could see the turn sometime next year, but not soon. I don't think it's going to be soon.
I think you hit the nail right on the head. In regards of, we haven't seen it in WWE in a while, and it was a weak pile driver. They didn't even show the bottom of it. He kind of just fell back, and Randy basically his neck kind of just bent as he went down on Kevin Owens' lap. You know how it kind of went. But again, Randy's selling it, commentators selling it, the aftermath of it. The ambulance, it goes, damn, you even though if a blind person could see, or without even seeing that wasn't a dangerous way to do it, but the way they sell it advances the story, and that's where WWE, again, here's my knock or my shot, leagues ahead of AEW, because someone like Orange Cassidy, who's a basic twig, gets pile drive on steel steps,
Hey.
and all of a sudden gets back up and still has his hands in his pockets. It's like, okay, thanks. This was fun. What? Anyway, no, all set aside. I'm excited. I'm with you.
Well, Orange Cassidy was labeled as the Undertaker of AEW.
By who?
Matt Hardy. He didn't. Yeah, he is the Undertaker of AEW, according to Matt Hardy. So, I mean, it's possible for him to rise back up after that. So, use your head, Bobby.
Wow. Forgive me. I didn't know. I did not know that he was the dead man of AEW. Holy crap. My apologies to Matt Hardy, version 1. Appreciate you, bro.
Shout out, Matt. Big fan.
Love you, Matt. Version 1, bro. We're good, man.
I do.
God dang, forgive me. All right. Moving along here. The U.S. title. They've been talking about this for a while, that the women's division was going to get a mid-card title. And, so SmackDown says before the show, Nick Aldis tweets that he's going to make a major announcement. And, he doesn't go to the ring. He does it backstage. It's a promo or segment promo, and reveals the United States Women's Championship. And first off, again, I'm a huge fan of the United States Championship belt, going back to WCW. First off, that's my favorite one, is the WCW one. But this belt's always looks so freaking good. This one was way better than the original one they had before. I don't hate this, but I'll be honest with you. I know the women's tag team titles aren't getting anywhere, and now that reminds me, I want to talk about the tag titles for a second after this. But I get that if that's an argument against U.S. title or the mid-card title for women. The tag titles didn't go anywhere because there's not a lot of good tag teams in the women's division, minus, because they're all like, you think of Bianca and Jade, eventually they're going to break up. They're kind of teasing that. Tiffany and Nia, they're going to break up. That's eventually going to happen. Raquel and Liv, who knows where to go. Right now, Liv is basically her Batista to Liv's Devon Dudley. That's basically what it is. So there's, I can understand that title. Those titles don't mean anything. But the mid-card title, the solo women's division, the singles women's division, is still very strong, that I think a secondary title won't die off like the tag titles. I think it's just going to help drive those stories better, because the women's division is so strong even right now. Becky, Charlotte, Rhea Ripley, they're not there. But still, the women's division is so strong that you could really, you go, damn, man, I would like to see, I don't know, throw a woman out, Jade Cart, I want to see her with Io Sky.
Kairi Sane.
Yeah.
Or someone in the mid card.
You want to see them with one of the with the women's title, but you can't, because there's a story with Liv and Rhea. Okay, well, now you got the mid card US title, women's, and it's like, okay, now you have a solid piece to drive a story and to drive somebody up, to build up their character. I'm actually very happy about this. I wonder if they're going to bring the IC women's title to Raw. I don't know if that's where they're going with this. But before getting into that, what are your thoughts about the US title, the women's division?
More titles, more problems, especially in the women's division. I know you're hyped for it. To me, I don't want to poo-poo on anything you just said, because what you said is correct. It'd be cool to see one of these Chelsea Greens or Mia Yim or someone doesn't get the respect. But are they going to use it that way? The women's division is used for, the titles are strictly storyline driven titles, as in they only use the women's tag team titles to merge two women together that you think they're going to be cool, and then split them up. That's literally the entire storyline of the women's tag team division. So what's this U.S. title belt actually going to accomplish? And that being said, is it going to float between shows? Because you don't have enough women. You just don't on SmackDown. You just don't. Yes, there's talented women there. I understand that. But how are you going to make me care about just the SmackDown women's division, mid-card division? How is that going to work? If it was both shows, go between Netflix and USA, we're all on SmackDown, that'd be something I'd be interested in, because now you can have multiple feuds with multiple women, instead of okay, it's Chelsea's turn to hold it. Who's next? Okay, she could lose it to, Kairi Sane. Okay, who's next? Oh, back to because they don't have enough people. 4 people is not a division. Sorry. In Clutch in the chat, you could probably tell me I'm wrong and list a lot more. Bobby, you could probably do that too. But 4 women is not a division, just like 4 tag teams are not a division. Ridiculous. They have 2 different titles on 2 different shows. That's ridiculous. You don't have a division, you have a group. Same thing with the women. You don't have a division over there on one show. You have a group. It's going to be tiring to go, okay, it's the same matchups over and over and over. That's my concern, Bobby. But it's a great idea if they float it.
Yeah. So I brought up the women's tag team titles, and to your point exactly to what I was saying about the women's tag team titles, and I think that's why they're not working. With a solo title, again, it allows, I think, especially let's say for SmackDown, it allows for WWE to push these other women superstars. There's more than 4 women. Come on, you name 2, and there's so much more. I mean, that you could put again, and I clutch. Coming in clutch with Mia Yim and Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, my God, one of the greatest characters in wrestling right now. And overall, not just women's division, men and women in WWE, one of the best characters in wrestling. And also one of the most entertaining in the ring. She does some crazy ass spots. How good would it be, of course, if you go, oh, I would love to see her with the WWE women's title. Absolutely. But right now, that's on Nia Jax, and you got the Tiffany Stratton storyline. So that's kind of being taken away right now. That can't happen at this point. But what about Chelsea Green with the U.S. title? Imagine how fun that would be. A 2-month, 3-month reign with her as the U.S. title champion, going to get different people and finding ways to sneak a win. And you got Piper Niven there, and you got Mia Yim. There's a lot of opportunities now for her to possibly have the gold. That's a great point. You got Bayley. Again, should be the champion, right? She should be in that conversation. She could help legitimize that title right away. You put the belt on her, to start it off. And like they said, they're not going to just give the title away. This is not where it's going to be a flip-flop. This is going to be, they're going to do a match. Somebody's going to win it. And I think they're going to build that title up because they're going to make it want to be just as important as these other things. Look what the WWE has done now with the U.S. title and the Intercontinental title on Raw and SmackDown. I think that's the mindset they're going to go with this one here. I think it's great. I don't know about the Raw division, but again, if they bring the IC title for the women's division there, again, you could help bring up or build up one of those mid-card, lower-card wrestlers in the women's division and build up that title that way. Just like the IC title did for Gunther, just like it did for Braun Breaker. You think of the US title, what it's doing for LA Knight, what it did for Logan Paul, that could do that for these women division. And right here, I think Chelsea Green and Mia Yim are great examples as what this belt could possibly do for the women's division.
I got one more thing to say about this little conversation we're having. I'm going to list every women's SmackDown competitor, and then I'll let you decide because I had to look it up. B-Fab. I'm sure she's going to do really well in this tournament. Bayley.
Yeah.
Bayley's a top tier talent. Bianca Belair, top tier talent. So we got 3 women. Candice LeRae. I can see that. That's fine.
Yeah.
One mid-card person. Okay. Chelsea Green. We spoke about her. That's great. It's great. Elektra Lopez. Sure. I'm sure she's going to do great as well. And then we have
Jade.
Michin and Naomi. Jade's not listed on the SmackDown. Did she? I'm sure she's there.
Well, you said Shayna Baszler.
And Jade. And Jade's there as well. As well. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no one else. There's really no one else.
Clutch brings up women NXT. You could bring up a ton of women NXT. There's going to be a bunch of call-ups. But again, I don't think you really need that at this point. I really don't think you need that at this point because, again, the world title, IC title, let's talk the IC and the US title. Those 2 belts right there for the men's division. How many times has that belt switched between multiple guys? Gunther, Jey Uso, Braun Breaker.
Okay.
Right? Those are the 3. That's it. Gunther had it for a long time, and they just switched between those 3. The U.S. title, Logan Paul had it for a long time, and it's dropped to LA Knight. They could have had 6 wrestlers, 12 overall, 6 women, 6 men, and it would not have made a difference about how those titles would have moved.
I'm just saying that Gunther had a lot more competition week in, week out, month in, month out. How many times are we going to be able to watch Michin versus Chelsea Green? That's all I'm saying.
But depends on the story they're telling. If you
true.
got Bailey versus Chelsea Green or Piper Niven or whatever, just throwing names out there, and let's say it's Piper and Chelsea. Piper is, she could, even though they're a tag team, I'm just giving them an example.
Mm-hmm.
They break up, they're fighting. Chelsea's always kind of running away. She has the belt. She has to cheat to win. That's a 2-month, 3-month story. Then you go ahead. Okay, now we got, hey, you've complained a bunch of times. Guess what? She has a world title match next week on SmackDown. Naomi, she could. This is a belt you could drop to her, and she could have a great 3-month, 4-month. Oh, she doesn't have the world title. John Cena did it with the U.S. title and was killing it. You give it to Naomi. It again depends on the story. If you're flip flopping every show, like an AEW, you're gonna want, man, I wish I had 200 wrestlers like AEW did in each division, But no, it depends on the story.
Well, hey, I'm willing to give it a chance. I just hope they actually treat it like a real legitimate, like they give it a chance. If it'll work as much as they give it.
Counterpoint. That's why I started with that. I know what you're gonna say because you got the women's tag titles. You've said it ever since we've started this show.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I know what you're going to say about the women's tag team, but I think because the groups are so small and it's storyline driven in regards of they're eventually going to break up with the U.S. title, you don't have that situation. And hey, the U.S. title could be the reason why we finally get a real Jade and Shayna breakup.
Jade and Bianca.
Bianca. We can finally get that type of breakup now because there's a title involved in it. Very quick, tag titles for SmackDown.
No, who do you think's going to win? Just quick off the top of your head, who do you think should win and will win?
Again, I think 3 names we've brought up. I think Chelsea Green is a great name. I think, but damn, Bailey and Naomi. Again, because if you give it to one of them first, you give that belt a meaning. You legitimize that belt because Naomi is one of the greats, right? She's great in the ring. She's fun. She deserves it. Clutch brings up Naomi that seems not to be getting over the hump, winning the main title. So why not give her the U.S. title? And again, you were bringing it up. You've been saying it for a while now since she came over from TNA. Why would she come from TNA? Now look at her. Now she's just, she's an afterthought. She's a side piece, blah, blah, blah. This can make her legitimate again, but also legitimize that belt. So I'll tell you my 3 favorites right now. And because I don't think they're going to give it right away to one of these other ones because they're already in kind of stories. Chelsea Green, I would say, is the wild card, and I would love her to have the belt. I'm a huge fan of Chelsea Green. Bailey or Naomi. Those are the top 3.
See, I would go. They said Raw. It's going to be Raw and SmackDown women competing for this. So apparently a Raw person.
Oh, is it? I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like how they traded the World Heavyweight Champion when that was first introduced.
Okay, so that expands the women's division a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm assuming, just like I assume with that the SmackDown's going to keep it. I'm rooting for Candice LeRae. I'm rooting for her.
Okay.
Because I liked her in NXT. I think she's a good. You can see her more on television week after week. She's getting on television. And I think they want to start pushing her. So that's my pick, but could be wrong.
No doubt. Shawn Michaels on NXT is killing it right now in the women's division. And overall, I mean, the shows are just fun. And I'm really looking forward to when, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting her name right now. Oh no. From TNA. TNA.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward when she finally makes the flip full time.
You know what? I lied. My favorite to win the U.S. title is the greatest wrestler of all time, Jada Parker. I want her to win everything. She could win everything.
Jada Parker. Who am I missing there?
Oh, you don't know Jada Parker? You should find out who Jada Parker is.
Hold on. I'm gonna look it up because I think I know who it is, but let me just make sure.
Fletch knows who she is. We know who she is.
Oh, I got you. Okay, come on. She can win. Anyway, that's like I know who that is. Very quick tag titles. Motor City Machine Guns, obviously tag team champions. We talked about that. Again, legitimate. Makes the titles legit.
Yeah.
Ciampa now. It's Josh Noseball. Ciampa now is starting to get that NXT version back. I was really interested in that.
Yes.
And of course, you got Montez Ford and the Street Profits. That's what the Street Profits now are going to challenge for the tag titles. What are you thinking about what WWE is doing with the tag titles right now, at least on SmackDown?
I like that they gave it to the Motor City Machine Guns because they were kind of useless sitting on the Bloodline. That's great. You make them a big deal. You tell people we signed these guys. They went straight to the main roster. They're a big deal for a reason. Now they just got to find competition, and the Street Profits are a great start. Hopefully that starts their breakup because they are long needed for a breakup. Their act is very stale to me, very boring, very formulaic.
Which
It's the
one?
same thing
I'm
over and
sorry.
over.
DIY?
No, well, they need to break up too.
Yeah.
The Street Profits. I'm talking
Oh,
about
Street Pop. Yeah.
the
Gotcha.
DIY. They do need to break up, and they are. Which Ciampa is going to be an amazing heel. I
Yes,
can't
he
wait to
is.
see what Triple H can do with him on the SmackDown division. He's the guy who needs to go for the U.S. title and to start taking over, his reign as the greatest heel on SmackDown, or one of the greatest heels. I can see him having a great match with Cody, by the way. Just
Yeah,
putting that
he's
out there. But they,
yeah. Great
I
point.
just feel like they just need more tag teams to make these titles make me feel like something's great. And AEW, same situation over there. Tag team division right now is kind of boring on both ends of the field to me. It's cool that they're champions, but honestly, who's their competition? That's the thing. If you're a world champion, if Brock Lesnar is the world champion for 3 years and there's no competition, if Roman Reigns was a champion for 3 years and no competition, then who cares? What does that title actually mean? What does it mean to this person that they held this title and did nothing with?
Got one more thing for you.
Yeah.
And we'll jump into entrance themes. We're good on time. I'm actually very impressed with us because we usually kind of keep going. But I have to ask you one more thing, and because I saw a report, I thought about you right away. There's a report that WWE is very happy with Cody Rhodes' run as world champion right now on SmackDown. They think he is like second to John Cena when John Cena does as a baby face, and there's a report that they don't see any end in sight right now to get the title off of him. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. They're right. They're 1000% right. He is the best baby face since John Cena. Even though I can't stand him, that's a me thing, and I know that. Everyone else loves him. Yeah, I know. Just in case the audio listeners, he says Tony Khan is keeping up Lucha Bros away from WWE, which is true. Which that's a Vince move, so you can't really dog him that much for it. But back to Cody Rhodes, this is the right move. It's the right move. It's the right move to keep him as on the top. He is the top. When you think of wrestling nowadays, you do think Roman, but Cody as well. Cody's a PR dream. He can go on all the shows. He's in his 3-piece suits. He's using big words. He's projecting what WWE wants him to project. He's not turning heel anytime soon. He's not losing that title anytime soon, so we better get used to it. The only person he's going to lose to is probably The Rock, and that's just for reasons bigger than Cody at the moment. But Cody's going to get right back on top easily. Easily. I wish he turned heel. It'd be much more fun.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think when they brought up John Cena, forgive me, my daughter's screaming in the back. My youngest one can't really control that. She found her voice and she's using it, and so when I saw about the comparison to John Cena, it really hit me because I was like, damn, it's true. Remember when John Cena was the top babyface and always the champion, everybody was hating on it.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't stand John Cena, booing the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Now he leaves, he comes back, he's not the champion anymore. God, he got to win the 17th time. We have to make sure he wins. He's the GOAT. He's right there now. Everybody loves him. It's it's not a Roman thing. John Cena stuck it through and learned to live off the hate, and now everybody loves him. Where Cody, again, there's a lot of fans that really love Cody, and Cody in the ring and everything. I mean, he's amazing. We all know that. Yeah, that's a character, like you were saying, it's kind of like, oh, dude, I want to see heel Cody because I know he would kill it. But the fans love him. The kids love him. He's a top sales. I mean, even though Jey Uso's number one, he's one of the top sales guys. You can't do that. That's what John Cena. That's why John Cena never did it. It didn't make any sense. And when you watch, and then when they're highlighting on their social media pages him in the ring with little kids,
yes,
and making kids cry and giving them the belt, and he's crying, and it's like, it's never going to happen. And so I can understand going, okay, we got to keep the belt on him. But again, sometimes the chase is better than the defense. Taking the belt off of him, letting him have great matches with other people, and then come trying to chase the title back. Again, Cody can be a multiple time champion. Now, would it be crazy if he just won the title once and never won it again? I mean, that would be hilarious. But
no, he's gonna drop it to Rock, and I believe he drops
Rock.
it. And I think Roman probably beats Rock, and this is my fantasy booking. It can go way wrong, and then I think Randy could win it from Roman, and then Cody chases heel Randy.
Ooh, I like that. Okay, I like that. All right, now the main event. We got the we try to keep it fun. We try to keep, we talk
Oh,
current
yeah.
events. We talk dirt sheets. The dirt sheet stuff was the Cody stuff. But trying to make it interesting. We did do a draft last week, and we're going to do a fantasy booking of that draft. I noticed there were a handful of guys that we left off the list, so I was struggling with if I want to just do a second day of the draft, and maybe we will. I don't know. But entrance music, entrance themes, entrances, whatever. Top 10. I mean, goodness gracious. I was listening to the Smackdown, watching Smackdown, and you hear Randy's music and the pop. You hear Roman Reigns and the Jey Uso, and you start thinking, damn, man, there are so many great entrance themes that when you hear them, it doesn't matter if you hate the guy or you're like, I don't want to see it. Just an example, my daughter brought it up because I was doing this last night, making my list, and it was hard, and it's hard. I was still scratching notes off my I don't just give you guys an example. If you saw how many times I scratched the shit out of this, I take the shit seriously. But my daughter brought up a great point because, I was listening to some of these themes, just kind of get a thing of them, an idea. And she was like, Dad, you remember it was just me and you when we went to Raw in Nashville and, we were just chilling. And all of a sudden you hear Goldberg's music hit. And everybody went, oh, and the arena erupted because as much as Josh does not want to see Goldberg, as much as a lot of fans don't want to they don't want to see Goldberg, when you're sitting in an arena and you're chilling and you're drinking a beer, a soda, or eating a hot dog, whatever you may be doing, and you're like, I really want to see that flippity flip match that's coming up next with Leo Rush. That's who the guy was. And Ricochet. Oh, also here. Dum, dum, dum. You're going to go, oh, shit. You're going to go nuts.
Yep.
Because of the music, because of the character. That's what entrance music is supposed to be. And that's why it's so important. That's why, like in movies, you can have an amazing movie. I went to film school. I love writing stories. You can have a great story and everything, or you might have the best actors in the world. But if your soundtrack sucks, it ain't going to do nothing.
That's what he stole my joke. Yeah. People go, whoa, whoa. And then when he gets to the ring, people are like,
nostalgia. Go to the bell rings.
Oldberg. That's,
you got the point. You guys get the point, though. Come on now. But my daughter brought that up, and it's like it's so true because I remember I went nuts when, of course, I'm a WCW guy, so I'm like I got to see Goldberg. He just talked, but still. Anyway, that's the point of what this is about. So, I wanted to do all time, and then I wanted to do today.
Okay.
So top 10 all time list, and then top 10 today list.
Just let everyone know, I only prepared for all time, but I'm ready to go for current off the top of my head because I might leave some off at that point. But I'm good for I did my list and I moved guys up and down up until almost showtime. My number one was not number one before the show, but it was number one when I woke up this morning. Wait, does that make sense? My number one was not my number one when I woke up this morning. I moved it up. So I'm still, it's hard.
Oh, go ahead. You can start this off. Give us your all-time list. Or maybe do you want to do like you do your all-time and then I do my all-time? Or would you rather go, hey, my number one is this, and I say, okay, my number one was that?
That's a good one. I don't know. We can go 10-1, or we could ping pong.
Ping pong was cool. Yeah, damn right, Timu. Goldberg 40,000 to the Georgia. Let's go, brother. That's right.
Okay. Will Ospreay drew 40 to the
Look how many flippity flops are over in AEW, and they can't even draw 100 people.
You know what? I feel personally attacked today. Timu, I'm one of those people when AEW comes to Tampa, I'm there every single time, which has only been once.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those
$5 to get
I'm
in.
one of those people. I'm one of those people, by the way. Because I love pro wrestling. All right. It's where the best wrestle. So yeah, we can do back and forth, or we can go 10-1. Whatever. You're the host, Bobby. You're the boss.
I think we're co-hosts, man. I think you're equal here. But thanks, Anyway, no. Damn.
Oh, Miami. Oh, Clutch is gonna be judging. Ooh, he went on my list.
Okay, so all right. Let's do 1-1, okay? You want to start from number 10 and move up to 1?
Yeah. 10-1.
Okay.
10-1.
So go ahead with your number 10 all-time best.
I'm not going to spend much time explaining all like the little ones, like the 10, but once we get to my passionate ones, we'll get there. So 10 for me, I couldn't leave it off the list. It's the inception of the show, NWO, Black and White. Yes. That music was my childhood. I was
Yeah.
a WCW kid, and since day one, that's the most important faction to ever meet my eyeballs. I love the NWO. You love the NWO. I'm sure it's gonna be on your list somewhere, but it's only 10 for me. And the reasons why I have criteria for my list, my criteria is one, does it get the fans off their seat on the first note? Like whenever like you hear the do
Yep.
they know right
Yep.
away? That's the
Yep.
criteria number one. Is it fan interactable? Like is there parts in the song where the fans can interact?
Love it.
Important. And three, it's got to be iconic as far as wrestling fans would know. It can't be some FTR from AEW. That's trash. You know what I mean? Like trust
Yeah.
me, I didn't get deep. I stayed on the
I
surface.
like it. I like it.
Quick criteria.
100%. Again, I'm not gonna lie. This list was hard. I thought it was gonna be easy because I was like, oh, I started doing it. I'm like, God dang, this really bites because there's so many. I mean, I don't want to spoil your list, so I could go over the honorable mentions, but I'll just start off with top 10. And you're talking about songs that get you off, or theme songs that get you off your feet. You could be chilling out again, eating a hot dog, drinking a beer, chilling or even watching it at home, playing with your kids, and all of a sudden you hear that music hit, and you go, "Shut up, shut up, shut up!" My number 10 is Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is my number 10 because you can feel any way you want about the guy, but as a superstar, a professional wrestler, and his music, when you hear that, it's on.
Yep.
Either get out, move out of the way, or you're gonna get some. Yep. And I just every time you hear Brock Lesnar's music, I'm playing WWE 2K. Brock Lesnar's not on the new one, but he's
he's creative wrestlers,
yeah, he's in a car, and somebody, I don't know if they unlocked him or whatever, but I remember I told my son, I'm going to try, because sometimes they mess up the face and all this and whatever, and I don't like to play. They have Goldberg on there, but he doesn't look like Goldberg, so I don't want to deal with him. Can't wait for WCW Pack to come out in a couple days. But anyway, DDP, Lex Luger, can't wait. Anyway, Mr. Perfect. But anyway, so I downloaded a Brock. There's two Brocks. There's the young version and the old version, or the not old version, but the one with the short hair who came to beat up John Cena.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to download those two. I'm going to see. I play the one with the shorts. You hear the theme music, the entrance, and it's him, it's his face and everything. Dude, I popped. I was like, oh, and I was beating the hell. I kept doing suplexes on my son. He's like, stop. I was like, just going to take it. Learn to live with it, son. This is what's going to happen. Brock Lesnar's my top 10. He's my 10th best entrance song, number 9.
All right. Fair. That's fair. I like that. It did not make my list. Number 9 for me, as a young child, when you heard Self High Five and you hear the knockoff Nirvana going off and it's Diamond Dallas Page coming down the aisle in WCW, he gives you the diamond. Boo, boo. My favorite thing about him, he's walking out like this, the entrance in general. The music's going off, everyone's rocking out because it's the grunge era, right? It's a knockoff Nirvana song, pretty much, right? So I love when he's walking down, he's doing the twist in, bang, dude. There's nothing like as a young child to get me off my feet than Diamond Dallas Page. You might not like the genre of music, but I definitely do, and that's why I love. It's gonna be a common theme of my music. A lot of hard rock and grunge.
Man, that's such a great answer, dude. And that's a part of and I didn't even think of that, to be honest. I did not think. And I love DDP. I'm a WC. You are too. We grew up, and I. That's one of my things I want to do on this show is maybe go back to the first WCW at Mall of America Nitro and watch each show and kind of do a quick review. Because I just love WCW.
Yeah,
and DDP is one of my favorites of all time. I mean, he is.
It's not on your list. I thought for sure it'd be on your list.
He's not, and that pisses me off. So I love it, because again, that makes you jump and you're involved in it and you love it. My number 9, and he could have been higher, but again, it's a song where whenever you hear it, it's gonna make you jump. You're gonna go crazy, and I guess that is a common theme for my top 10. But he is one of the greatest of all times. He's one of the pillars. You know who my pillars are. Talk about it every week with you, Josh. John Cena. John Cena is my 9th best entrance theme to come in. I mean, and I'm not talking about Dr. Thugonomics. I'm talking about now. My time is now. That is such, even for fans who didn't like him, even for we're older now. When you hear that song, you're in it. You're involved. You jump when you hear that music. The first chorus, you're down. So, not to go much into it, he's one of the greatest of all time, and his entrances is one of the greatest of all time. Top 10, in my opinion. He's number 9.
All right.
Moving on to number 8, brother.
Number 8. This is a current one, but they don't use it anymore. They actually have new theme music, and they just went away. And yes, we were talking about my loves from AEW, the Elite. This is when they came back from the suspension after Brawl Out, and CM Punk is gone. CM Punk has been fired from the company. They chose Kansas, Carry On. And there's some particular, I've heard they used the song in the Indies before, so maybe it wasn't specifically towards Punk, but some of the words in the song are masquerading as a man with a reason, calling out CM Punk. And my favorite's the chorus. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Statement to CM Punk. At the time, come on, I'm a mark of AEW. I will always wave their flag, even in their darkest days. That was a statement as an AEW fan to F you, CM Punk. You're a joke. We won the war, but really, they didn't win the war. They're losing the war. But still, I liked it. I liked it that they did that. To me, as an AEW fan, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. You cry yourself to sleep, CM Punk. But I know I know they're losing. I know. We're down bad, guys. We're down bad.
We're down bad, man.
Hey, there was a time where WWE was down bad, right?
Though, here's my thing, and I'm not an AEW guy, and again, there's enough premier talent on that roster, and I'm talking about the legit premier guys, that they could easily flip that switch like that if they had somebody smart running it, and they don't. Though. Anyway, number 8 for me, just to move it along here. Again, another one that makes you pop when you hear it, no matter how old he may be now, and one eye goes this way and one guy goes this way, and he's running NXT and he's killing it. But when you hear that music come and pop, you're going to pop, you're going to jump up, and that's Shawn Michaels, HBK. I mean, he's had it from the 80s, 90s, and today, and you're still singing along with it. You're still dancing with it. You're still jiving with it. HBK, Shawn Michaels, not much to be said there. Again, to this day, it makes you jump.
That's my number 7 as well. That's my number 7. So one ahead of you, obviously Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest theme songs. I love songs that are used back in the 90s and are still used today and unchanged. That to me is great. And it's him singing a song about how he's sexy. And it's like, it works for his character. Like, yeah. I love when a theme song matches up with your character. Some are just like, oh, that's hard rock. Cool. He likes hard rock, right? No, this literally matched up to who Shawn Michaels thought he was. So yeah, number 7 for me, easily.
Yeah, number 7 for me. I mean, it was your top 10. It's NWO, Black and White. I mean, again, to me, the greatest faction in wrestling history. Again, I'm a wrestling historian, I guess you can call it in a certain respect. The Four Horsemen is a great entrance theme. They didn't make my top. They're my honorable mention. I love hearing the horses and the music. DX is in my honorable mention. Those are great themes. They make, again, it gets you up on your feet. But NWO, and of course, Wolfpack is my honorable mention. Because Wolfpack, that was the one where it's like, I don't want to sneak them in there because I love the Wolfpack theme. But again, it does not touch the NWO. When you hear the skipping of the disc, no, you're like, oh shit. NWO Black and White. You see Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hogan. Something's coming. Here they come. NWO Black and White all day, every day for life, brother.
Yep. All right. That's a great one, man. Obviously, it's my number 10. These are all just so close to me, but my number 6, this correlates with the greatest return in WWE history. One of them, at least top 5 for me, because it was unexpected. And when you hear Alter Bridge fire up and you think you know me, Edge, he was number 1 when I started this list. When I started it.
Yeah, I figured. I thought he would be your number 1. I'm not going to lie to you.
He was my number 1 when the first theme song I wrote down was Edge. By far, it will get you. It's everything. It gets you into it. It's a hard rock song. It fits the rated R superstar. Edge, it better be on your list. If it's not, I'm gonna be very disappointed. It's got to be on the list. It's iconic, and plus, I love that it's a real song. I'm a huge mark for real songs in wrestling.
I got to ask you: does it make you pop? You know what I mean? Does it make you jump from your seat when you hear it? When you remember the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Unexpected. You think you know me? On this day. There's a song in church where they say, "On this day, you take." Every time I hear "On this day," I start thinking about Edge. And I'm like, sorry, But anyway, number 6 for me. Again, a song that makes you pop. One that we talk about greatest returns of all time. It was an expected return, but still one of the most defining pops. MJF just in trying to impersonate it with his jean jacket was the Game Triple H. When he came back before WrestleMania 18, to me, the game is right. Is that song? Whenever you hear Motorhead, and again, King of Kings, Triple H, DX, My Game, Evolution. That's another. Again, anything associated with Triple H is usually amazing. DX, but I'm talking about the game. That makes you pop every time you hear it. And I'm thinking about, remember that, how defining that the fans were, that Jim Ross had to tell Jerry King Lawler, shut up, just listen, because the fan, even though we all knew he was coming, and I'm talking about the fans in the arena, and I wasn't there, but I'm talking about TV, we knew he was coming, the fans knew he was coming. It's still, it was defining. There's only a few guys who've ever done that. Triple H is one of those guys where you just had to shut up and listen. The game Triple H is my top 6.
I would show you my list, but it would give away my top 5, which you just named. My number 5, Triple H, the game. It was debating between that or the other, his previous one. Dude,
Yeah, Mike, the game, right?
Yeah, I like that. I love that one, right? Because it's got that wording right before it, right?
Anything associated with Triple H was great, man.
That was great, but I'm like, okay, you know what? I like the game a lot better because of the hardcore rockness to it. I just like it could get you pumped up. Like, I'll be honest with you, the rest of my songs, no, actually, I lied. 2 of them are not rock, but the number 1's rock. I just love rock music and wrestling. I can't stand all the techno stuff that's going on these days lately. So, give me some Motorhead.
Yeah, techno. Yeah, I think we talked about that before the show. Anyway, my top 5. Another one, and I'm talking about I have to go, and I'm not talking about the Final Boss theme, even though it's amazing. But anything, The Rock. If you smell, you could hate him. You don't want to see him. You'd be like, oh, that doesn't work for me, brother. I don't want to see this guy. He's taking stories away from Cody. When Rock's music hits, you get off your damn seat. You get off your ass and watch him. The Rock is my top 5 best entrance music, best entrance theme.
It's not on mine, but it was definitely also ran because it's great, right? It's one of the all-time greats, but it's not better than this one. My number 4 is when everyone comes together and starts this trend in a theme song. It's iconic. And then when it gets passed on to other superstars, like they're trying to do with Chad Gable, it's iconic. You Suck, Kurt Angle, is one of the best theme songs. When you hear you suck, bro, and the whole crowd is doing it together in unison. It's one.
My son was singing it last night. I was listening to it yesterday, trying to think of this up, and my son's like, "Let's do it together, Dad." And we were listening to it. I go, "You suck," because it gets you involved, and it's on my honorable mention list. I'm spoiled that he's not on it. It was one of the ones that was really tough to leave off because, again, you go, man, you don't see Kurt Angle's and that music like Ric Flair. It's not one where you go, it's going to make you pop. No, but when you hear that song go, you're on your feet. And of course, like you said, it gets you involved. I love that. I think Kurt Angle's really good. 4 for me was your number 6, Edge. Edge is like, I was surprised that I kept going back to that because it was trying to that one was like, damn, it has to be Edge. Because if you want to talk about again, you could be sick of it. You could not think, oh, a lot of people consider him in the top 10 of greatest and all that. And of course, you watch his matches and you got to go one of the greatest characters and in-ring guys. Think of the match with Mick Foley at WrestleMania. You think of his current run and all this, and WWE, not AEW. It's amazing. But when his entrance music is definitely in the top 10 of greatest of all time. Because like you said, when you hear that, you think you know me, and you jump, you go nuts. So Edge is right there. He's in the top 4. Let's move it along, man. Top 3 for you.
All right. So 3. These are all Hall of Fame talent. You already said it. John Cena to me is my number 3. The greatest thing they do with John Cena and his entrance, no matter what pay-per-view it is or PLE, when you know John Cena's coming, he's the main event John Cena, right? Like he is the true main event player. When you think main event superstars or wrestlers in WWE, I think of John Cena. He encapsulates what is the main event, right? Because he brings the drama. People are going to boo him. People are going to cheer him. It's going to be Cena sucks. Let's go, Cena. Cena sucks. And the best thing is when he was champion, the challenger would come out first. That challenger would be sitting in the ring, and then they would do that shot to show the whole arena, and it's just dead silent for a good 20 seconds. And it's just, we're waiting for dun, dun. I like how they make us wait for it every single time because we know it's coming and we all pop. and then he just comes out freaking on fire, run into the. There's no he shows his towel. It's time to go to work and just runs to the ring. It's like that is John Cena. His music, his time is now, and it was now. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I can't argue with that whatsoever. Obviously, John Cena is number 9 on my list for all those reasons that you said, and like you said, they did the pause, and he's one of those guys where it gives you those defining, crowd noise. And we talked about that with Triple H, and this goes for another one. I think it was SmackDown when it happened, but when it was one of the greatest entrances of all time, the fan reaction, the music, Real American Hulk Hogan, that song right there. When you hear that, the guitar, dun 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 dun, pop.
That's on your list.
That's my top 3. Hell yeah.
Okay. Right.
Real American.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. What's up? We got a problem? What's up?
That's good. It's good. It's fine. I thought you were telling a joke. I didn't know if this is on your list or not.
No, Hulk Hogan, Real American, man. Again, I mean, especially current events or current whatever. A lot of time you hear that people, because I see it all the time. Hulk Hogan shows up on TV today and on WWE TV, and you listen to the crowd goes nuts when they hear the song on live reaction. You go on Twitter and people are like, oh, how are people cheering for him? Oh, because nostalgia. Same thing as the Goldbergs, same thing as anybody. You hear that music, you're gonna pop. Eugene, remember when I don't know if you recall this or not, but when Muhammad Hassan was beating up Eugene, and all of a sudden, Hogan got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and all of a sudden Hulk Hogan's music hit. It went crazy. It was one of the greatest entrances. Now, I'm not going to lie. You might not know. Well, you probably do because you're WCW. American Made. I almost went American Made Hulk Hogan music. Do you remember the WCW Hulk Hogan version of it? Oh, dude, you got go back and listen to that one.
Okay.
That one was a lot of fun. I almost switched it up, but thank God I didn't because you don't know what it is yet or you don't remember. But Real American is my top 3. Right there.
I don't hate it at all. Obviously, it gets everyone off their feet. Number 1, actually, we're number 2. Sorry,
number 2. Yeah,
I almost gave away my number 1. I'm going a man we spoke about earlier. Yes, he got fired from said company, but now he's back on WWE television. Cult of Personality is CM Punk. I cannot hear that song. I don't go, oh, that's that bit. No, I go, oh, like CM Punk's theme is playing. And when I'm listening to 98 Rock here at my local station and that song comes on, I jam out no matter what. And I think of CM Punk every single time. And I can't get it out of my head. And it's a natural rock song. And it's a song against the man. And that's what CM Punk stands for. That's what's so great about it. I love CM Punk. I love this theme song. Every single person will love him or hate him. AEW Mark or not. Tony Khan or not. You will pop when you hear Cult of Personality. I guarantee you, when that match happened with Drew McIntyre, Tony Khan was sitting in his fucking underwear eating Cheetos, marking out to that match and to that song.
I love it, man. I can't argue against it. CM Punk is on my honorable mention, but all I got to say is, when you go back to AEW, when he came to AEW, when he first showed up, listen to the pop. Not even then. Survivor Series at the end of the night, no one was expecting it. That pop when that music hit, and it wasn't even you didn't have to hear the words. We all jumped. I jumped. You jumped, and you hated him at the time. You hated Phil. You said on a daily basis on Twitter.
Hated him.
But when we all were watching Survivor Series and the night news about to wrap up, and you see the little subtitles in the corner there, the captions. Oh, you're as soon as you heard the
done.
You were everybody went, oh shit. That's enough.
Yep.
That was enough. Yep. Number 2 for me, and I think number 1's Cody Rhodes for you. I'm just gonna say. Anyway, for number 2 for me, I have a feeling. I just have a feeling now. I just have the way the list was going. I have a feeling. Number 2 for me. I mean, again, I think of songs or themes that get your attention, entrances get your attention. Again, you just have to, like we talked about CM Punk, that you think you know me. Oh, the Gong, Undertaker. Number 2, the Undertaker. And going back, you could really go to any match of the Undertaker, and you even go to the Goldberg disaster. Anytime you hear the Undertaker's theme song, go to WrestleMania 40. All you had to hear was his gong, and people popped. But I'm talking about the entrance theme, the slow rock, the feel of it. I went back to WrestleMania 20 with Kane and how Paul Bearer was there, and I'm just like, God, dude, this dude, it has to be right there. If not number 1, number 2. And definitely I have him on number 2, Undertaker. Dark Side, of course, not American Badass. So number 1.
Number 1.
I spoiled it.
You're
gonna switch it on me, aren't you?
You took it all away. I gave it all away. You can't take my freedom. You're here to change the game, a banner made of pain. I built my kingdom. Now you bow to me. You took my dreams, but not my name. You'll follow me into the end. I am my kingdom. This song was made for Cody Rhodes when he left the WWE. This song was specifically made for him to prove a point that he's going to do his own thing. And the song is literally about how WWE did not respect him enough to give him a spot on television, did not respect his family enough because of what they did to Dusty Rhodes with the polka dots. They did not respect the Rhodes name enough to give him a shot on television. Or when they did, it was a joke. So he decided to leave and do his own thing, build his own kingdom. And now he's back as the top star. And he still listens to that song every single day. And the crowd cheers with it. The whoa, oh, oh. But nobody, I don't think, in this WWE landscape, which I might be wrong, understands that's a big FU to corporate WWE, as I did my own thing and you bought me back. And I love this song for that reason. This entire song, if you read the lyrics, it's about how I did my own thing without you and you try to hold me down. And I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make myself the best in the world. And he did that. And I listen to the song when I go to the gym. This is the very first song I listen to every single day. When I hit Gold's Gym down here or Powerhouse or the Works, this is the first song on my playlist every single day. And this is before WWE. This is back like when I love this song. This is a great, real song. It encapsulates everything that he is. He's the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
So again, I can't argue that. I almost put him on my top 10, but that would just mean I have to take one of these guys off. And it was hard for me to do that, but it's gonna be in the top 10. It's already your number 1. And I can't argue that. And I wouldn't argue against anybody putting it there because of the short amount of time. Of course it was in AEW, but the short amount of time that it's been in WWE. We all know the words. We all sing with it. We go with it. It draws your attention. It was in my honorable mentions, and even Dusty Rhodes' Goldust too. Those are the Rhodes family just have great music, but Cody Rhodes, that song's going to go down as one of the greatest, and he's going to go down. I mean, good. And that is such a cool story. Probably the only man that could save a major crime. I'm a snub from happening right now. Now don't be putting pressure on me, homeboy. Oh no.
I mean, come on. Were you guys all shocked that Cody was number 1 for me? Like, he wasn't this morning when I woke up.
I'm telling you, first off, again, I thought Edge was going to be higher in your list. I was a little shocked at that. But as your list went on, I started going, I think he's riding Cody here. I think he's rolling with Cody. For me, what's been the common theme for my top 10 list?
Dude, nostalgia.
Pop, nostalgia. You hear it, you jump. Undertaker's the gong. Hogan is a dun dun, the guitar. Triple H, The Rock. It feels glass shattering.
Yep.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
He's number 1 at a lot of people's top 10 list of greatest of all time. To me, he's the number 1 greatest entrance of all time. Every time you hear that theme song, you pop. I mean, and he could be old as dirt walking with a cane. And it's going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin coming down the ramp to kick someone's ass. Open up a can. Clutch agrees. I love it, Clutch. See, we're right here, man.
Yeah.
Listen, love you, brother.
The song is great. Like, it's a great song for wrestling. I'm not going to hate on it.
How is he not in your top 10?
The song is so simple. It's so like nothing. It's just like a nothing burger. And I tried to, and this is hard for me to do because there's a lot of songs that should be on my list if you really think about like nostalgia, like Goldberg. As a kid, as I grew up, I realized what kind of a fraud he is. But at the time, Goldberg, I was so into that. Him hitting his head on the door, him doing his thing. But then I grew up and go, that song sucked.
And that's what I was going to say. Again, you could go with Austin, the classic theme that he uses now to this day, or when he was a heel and that Disturbed version with the words. I could jam out to either one of those. I
Okay.
love the Disturbed version. But yeah, Austin is right there. Again, songs that or entrance themes that we didn't talk about that was on that list. I kind of mentioned them a little bit.
Hold on, I got you.
Come on. Oh yeah, right.
What? That's up there.
I went. I said, let me try to mix this up. I got to hear these, and I listened to just that one, and I turned it off. I was like, I can't listen anymore of this. And it was like, come on, come on, dude, you're too damn good to have.
I'll give you an underrated one. All right, I don't have the music, but because that gets you into it right away. I love LA Knight's new music.
I was surprised. I almost put him on here. Okay, first off, again. It was American Made from WCW Hulk Hogan. That one was, I love the guitar, the everything was really cool in that. Y2J, that's another one.
Okay.
WWE, WWF, Y2J, Wolfpack. We talked Goldberg. I had Cody, Roman Reigns, Kurt Angle, Flair, DX, Orton voices, CM Punk, Mr. McMahon. I almost put him in the top 10 because anytime you heard Mr. McMahon's music, you were like, Four Horsemen, The Brood, even though The Brood was just, a short-term thing, that song, Evolution, and then, of course, Shane O'Mac.
Yep.
Here comes the money. But those were honorable mentions. Quickly, go over this. Those are all times. Batista was another one. Batista's a great one. That's another one that just, you go nuts with it.
Judas.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Judas is a banger. When Judas goes live at Jericho and AEW shows, that's a banger. People will
That's
sing
what
that
I meant to listen to yesterday. I was going to put on Jericho's AEW theme. Jeff Hardy, it's whatever. Absolutely. The Clutch is putting on these ones here. I love it. Let's do top 10 today. We can go faster through here. Okay.
It's gonna be difficult.
Well, I'll start with mine. Okay. I'm going to go with number 10 and let me do top 10. Let me do this. I'm going to switch this one because I actually missed these one up. But first off, number 10, Solo Sikoa. I'm going to go Solo Sikoa's top 10. I started realizing how much I love that theme when I hear it, when he comes out. And I got to, his character development is starting to change now, how he seems more relaxed with his character compared to what he was. Because I never really took him too serious as a tough guy. And he still is a tough guy, character, whatever. He's dangerous. But I like this word because he obviously matches more with his brothers, but it's also he's more dangerous than his brothers. But that theme song is so freaking epic. I said, damn, it makes you want to get up and go, hell yeah, no, you're the real, and like get into that. I'm like, I love that freaking theme. Top 10 Solo Sikoa for me.
All right, so it's gonna be hard not mentioning Cody Rhodes again. But
could though.
I know I could, but current. And I don't have a list because I didn't think about this. I only did all time, so I'm just gonna name ones that come off my head that I really love. Won't leave any out. And I already said it, but I won't use Judas again because he's not using that currently. He's using the Learning Tree. So I'm gonna go MJF. Okay. I think this one, if you give it a chance, right here, hold on. Let's give it a chance, guys. Right here. Boom. Nope, not yet. Sorry. I lied.
I don't even know what it means.
It's coming. It's not coming. It's never coming. There we go. So we use this for OUS on our outro. We use this song for OUS. Justin obviously cut it down because I'm used to hearing it as the outro. I just think that is I think it's a hook, and it's the best heel in the world right now. Has the music. MJF, if you didn't know.
No doubt about the heel. Number 9 for me, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, I know right now she's out of it, but really she's still involved. But Becky Lynch, we talk about songs that even, gets you to jump on your feet and go nuts, or just to sing along with it. I just love Becky Lynch's theme. I think it's great. So that's my number 9.
I'm gonna piggyback on that one because I thought about Sami Zayn. Pretty much same concept. Like it's high beat for him. I hated it when they took it away when he was a heel. It was so miserable without that music. But that music right there, it gets everyone ole. People get into it. Sami Zayn, same concept as Becky Lynch. Same concept.
There's another guy who who is out right now. But when he comes back again, it's gonna make you pop when you hear this theme. Shinsuke Nakamura, love his entrance theme. Yeah, again, I can't wait for him to come back. But that entrance theme, it gets you to pop. I mean, it gets you. You're into that. So I'm gonna go with Shinsuke Nakamura at number 8.
All right. I dig it. Hold on. Oh, is this gonna work? Hold on.
I believe in Joe Hendry. That's a good one. Okay. All right. That's good.
Let's go, good. Joe Hendry, bro. That's when that song comes on because it's on my playlist apparently because I just did it. It came on in the car a couple days ago. I had no idea it was on my playlist. My son was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "It's a mother effing banger." And I just turned it up, and the next 2 minutes we were jamming out.
We've seen that at the house all the time. I didn't have it in my top 10, but that is right there. I love it because all do like, I believe interest in my son, and also he'll just turn around and go, and then start going. So I love it. Damn. Okay. Damn. I'm not gonna change it. Number 7. Voices Randy Orton.
Yeah, it's great.
Randy Orton. That's it. I just again, you hear that, it's over.
It is over. So I don't know the actual name to the Judgment Day song, but I know it's done by the same people that did Edge's music because obviously Edge created that whole thing. I enjoy their music. I like when the Judgment came out. Dun, 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 dun. Do they still use it? Because I haven't seen Judgment Day come out in a while.
Yeah,
at least
I don't know.
Not with music. But you know what I'm talking about. Dun, 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 dun. It's creepy. It's rocky. It's stuff I like. Judgment Day, man. Can't go wrong.
Perfect. I get it. Number 6 is your number 9. I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn for the same reason for Becky Lynch. I mean, Sami Zayn's music, every time you hear it, it's fun. It goes great. I can't wait to hear it with his character. With coming out and jamming out and being his old self. Again, it gets you hyped. It gets you involved. It's just epic. So yeah, Sami Zayn for everything you said.
All right. So there's a little guy over there on AEW. I don't know if you know him or not, but his name is Jon Moxley. When he comes out to Wild Thing, you can't tell me if you enjoy little mid-card Jey Uso's music, you're really gonna like what Jon Moxley does over there, coming out of the crowd. He's been doing it since day one. Who's Jon Moxley coming from the crowd with his Wild Thing music? To me, one of the greatest things I've seen in person in a wrestling ring in a wrestling event in a long time. When I go to my AEW shows, Jon Moxley rules, dude. Get off me. Don't do this. Jon Moxley would eat Dean Ambrose up.
First of all, you just talked trash about main event, and that is my top.
I figured it on your list.
Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso. I mean, again, you hear that, you pop. There's a reason why when Roman Reigns' music hits, it's just him and Jimmy, and Jey comes right after him because that entrance is one of the top. He's the number one salesperson, merchandise-wise, in WWE. Not Cody Rhodes, not Roman Reigns, and not John Cena. It's Jey Uso, and when his music hits, everyone, even the number one hater right there, I'm looking at, is going like this. Because
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Ain't no way I'm doing that.
Yeah. No, not for you're going to tell me Jon Moxley, in AEW's please.
Yeah, Wild Thing, right?
That's not even an entrance scene. That's a song, bro. That's a song.
These are all songs.
They're not like, come on, dude. This has to be. Oh, let me turn on Y100.
They're all songs.
Y100. Now you can listen to that. This is the wrestling song. I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and take this song from this person here. Come on, man.
I did it with CM Punk.
But Punk is Punk. Punk is Punk. He took that to WWE. He had it WWE. He went to AEW. Came back to WWE. You had Dean Ambrose. With and I was like, oh, and you go, John, Wild Thing. It's like, come on, man. But
people like it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The 200 people watching in the arena, in the 20,000 seat arena. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah. All right. Your top 5.
Oh man, you're gonna hate me for this thing. You're really gonna hate me.
Okay.
Because I really do pop when Orange Cassidy comes out and hear the if you don't watch AEW, you're not gonna like it. I'm gonna get no reaction to this. I'm gonna get like, okay, cool, bro. Let's move on to mine.
You're gonna get the AEW reaction, non-reaction.
When you hear when I hear, listen, there was a
What's up,
long,
Justin?
and Justin, what's going on, Justin? When there's a long, there was a long time where Orange Cassidy opened AEW, and it was a running joke where it's like, all right, it's time for AEW Orange Cassidy, because as soon as AEW came on, you hear the da-na-na, da-na-na. It's a very awesome song, and they gave it to Orange Cassidy, and I like it. So yeah, Justin knows
You
what
can
I'm
say
talking
it.
about.
What are you gonna say?
No,
You're gonna say
no,
screw you,
no,
right? Yeah,
no,
all right, bro.
no,
Let's go. You can say it.
that's a good song. It's a good
Tangent
song,
Pocket Guy
Clutch.
gets a
Give it,
mention. I'm
give it a
saying,
chance.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Give it a chance.
All
Give it a
right.
chance.
I can't, it's your list. It's your thing.
Yeah, it's my
Whatever.
list. Yeah, we're gonna go all AEW.
Number 4. I didn't mention her dad in the top 10 of all time, but she's in my top 4. When you hear that song, you jam out. Charlotte Flair, the GOAT. Dun, 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 dun. That's Charlotte Flair all day, bro. Charlotte
It's
Flair,
trash.
top 4, man.
Trash.
Come on.
It's trash. It's not better than
Get out
CEO.
here.
It's not better than CEO, but I'm not gonna name that because that
Oh.
song's trash too.
Yeah.
Song is major trash. I guess, so I guess it's my turn, which is good.
right.
So man, trying to think of like current, like the top of the top, right? Guys that will make me go, okay, what's gonna make me pop? Burn It Down. Seth Rollins music. Get you going in the added fan reaction, crowd reaction, the big pop, iconic wrestler, Seth Rollins. I've got it back on the rails, Clutch. Don't worry, Seth Rollins. That's a legitimate one.
Hating on Charlotte, man. You guys are hating on Charlotte, man. Come on now. You jam out with that, dude. I'd come out to that. I could make that my interesting. I'd rock out.
Nope. I'm good.
And whatever, dude. Top 3 for me, CM Punk. For everything you said. You know, It comes on the radio, you're gonna jump. Again, you hear it today, it's over. So yeah, top 3 CM Punk.
Okay. This one is just because actually,
we're back.
Yeah, we're back off the rails. I'm gonna go Liv Morgan. Watch Me.
Ooh, interesting.
I do like the like the whole creepiness to it, plus the Watch Me, plus the sexy version of it. I love this whole story. I know people are getting over it. Are you one of the people that are over this story?
No, I love it. No, I'm cool with it. I'm somebody, remember, you know me, bro. I'm one who's like, just ride it out and just sit back and let it finish. Just let it play out.
Ride it out. What number am I on? What number was that for me?
That was top 3. You were just Liv Morgan was your third one there.
She's awesome.
Number 2, Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. I mean, and we're gone again. We're gone. Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, man. When that music hits, I prefer the original song compared to the OTC version, but I think we'll have to. I think that one there is the one I gotta go with Roman Reigns and Tribal Chief.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Then I already mentioned it before, and I did like the song, "L.A. Knight," because it wasn't on my list before. I said it actually before this list. "L.A. Knight," the high pitched, it fits him right. Cocky Hollywood. It's got that feel to it, that vibe, and I think I overall like that music. I know people hate it. I love it. Simple.
Yeah. My number 1 is your number 1 all time. It's Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, man, and everything you said. I mean, if you hear it, you pop. I mean, you could be sick of them, like and you still love to hear that song, and you're joining in on it, just like you do with Jey Uso, even though you're a closet Jey Uso fan.
I would never do this.
You're doing it right now, and that's enough
for
me.
This is what you want me to do.
No, I didn't get this one. Hold on. All right, what's your number 1, bro?
It's got. I mean, I'm gonna cheat and say Cody. I can't not say Cody.
That makes sense because I would have got on you for that.
Number
if you
1,
didn't pick Cody. I would have gone on you.
It's number 1.
If he's your all time, he has to be your current. Yeah.
Numero uno.
I think it's cool. So just running down this list very quick for you. Number 1 is Cody Rhodes. 2 is L.A. Knight, Liv Morgan, Seth Rollins. Number 4, 5, Orange Cassidy. 6, Jon Moxley, current version.
Wild Thing.
Judgment Day's theme, Joe Hendry, Sami Zayn, MJF is the wrap up. For me is Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, top 3. Charlotte, Shinsuke, Sami Zayn, 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9 is Randy Orton. Jey Uso was number 5, excuse me. Number 7, Randy Orton. Number 8, Solo. Becky Lynch. and Nakamura. I think Solo was number 10. Either way.
Honorable mention, Jade.
Yeah.
A Storm is coming. I love that song.
Okay.
I love that song.
Well,
I had to get a woman on the list.
Clutch. I almost picked Bray Wyatt family. That was on my That was one of my all-time ones. And I ended up not doing that. Orton Scott. I hear voices in my head. But yeah, I love the original Wyatt theme, and actually drafted him in the draft last week. And now that you guys are here, maybe I show it very quick. But top 10 all time. Again, for Kimmel, it is Cody Rhodes number 1, Punk number 2, John Cena 3, Kurt Angle 4, Triple H 5, Edge is 6, 7 is Shawn Michaels, 8 is the Elite Carry On, 9 DDP, 10 NWO. For me, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Undertaker, Hogan Real American, top 3. Edge, Rock, Hunter, Triple H, 4, 5, and 6. NWO, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, 7, 8, and 9. And number 10 was Brock Lesnar. Punk would be in my top 10, top 5 also. There you go. But yeah. So let me throw this out here very quick because we got these two opinions. We're going to wrap this up, guys. Tell me I still have it in here. I do. So very quick, guys. Last week we did our Legends draft. I was representing Nitro, and Josh was representing Dynamite. That's the brand he picked. So I'm going to throw Josh's roster up there. We will be making a cards with these, fantasy booking them. But I want to get Justin and Clutch's opinions on these very quick, Josh, and then we'll wrap this up. Here is Josh's draft selections. Went Chris Jericho, Lionheart, number 1, Rated R Superstar, Edge. The pictures you see is how he went. So if that, that you see the characters. Yes, Daniel Bryan, The Outsiders, Charlotte, Becky, WCW Ray, Legend Killer Randy, OTC Roman, Mankind, Jeff, Matt Hardy, Triple H, Nikki Bella, Bailey, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner, the Triple Champion, Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Benoit, China, Vince McMahon, Rowdy Piper, Batista, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Lex Luger, the total package, Gail Kim, Andre, Mark Henry, and he wraps it up with American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Let you guys look at that very quick. Soak that in.
Load it up. Load it up, bro. Justin said I loaded up, homie. And Clutch is over here hating on my Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella improved, by the way. She wasn't.
And then here is mine. I started off with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shawn Michaels, John Cena, DDP, Hollywood Hogan, TNA Sting, Trish Stratus, Lita, The Rock, Attitude Era, Bret Hart, Attitude Era, Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, Kurt Angle, TNA, Eddie Guerrero, Rhea Ripley, Bray Wyatt, Wyatt Family, Ric Flair, NWA, Sabu, Sasha Banks, not Mercedes Moné, CM Punk, Undertaker, Corporate Ministry, Kane, Attitude Era, Arn Anderson, WCW, Terry Funk, ECW, Macho, NWO, Goldberg, Mickey James, Ricky Steamboat, RVD, ECW One Night Stand, Booker T, WCW 2000. And actually, I think that was it. Even though JBL's there, I think that went over. Actually, I counted it later. So we take JBL off of that. All love to the world for Wrestling God, JBL. So there you go. So I am, a lot of great picks as well, Bobby. Well done. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Hey, the Nikki Bella, at least she's a legend. Bobby picked people that aren't legends yet, but I gave it to him because I stole all the women, pretty much. Rhea Ripley's not a legend. But
she's going to go down as one.
She's projected to go, but she's not there yet. I just want to put, I'm getting the Nikki Bella
modern day
hate. Getting the Nikki Bella hate from Clutch.
Both rosters look great. Bobby wins by a landslide. There it is. That's it. You know what, Josh? Maybe you're right. Maybe Nikki Bella shouldn't be on that. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? You're gonna have a lot of 2-minute matches with Goldberg concussing people. It's fine.
You went nuts when I went Goldberg. Don't talk trash. Go back and watch the tape. When I said Goldberg, you flipped the shit. Don't act like you hated that.
I needed a jobber, bro. You took my jobber.
Oh man. Anyway, guys, everyone who's watching, wherever you're watching, if you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, we appreciate you tuning into this afternoon edition of No Holds Barred Wrestling. Josh, any final thoughts, brother?
No, man, it's been fun. We'll be back next week at Saturday, 8 p.m. our normal time. Thanks for everyone watching at our different spot at Sunday around 2 today. So thank you for everyone tuning in. It's been awesome.
Absolutely, guys. Hey, like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next weekend. Later.
Peace out.